Welcome to another episode of Step by Step Talks. Today I am with a very special lady, a lady who has able to empower people for the last many years and empowerment through finding their creativity. The creativity has come through art or music, I would say, or talent. Painting, music, art.
Yeah. Oh.
And you have a really an amazing journey, Analisa. Could you share it with us and introduce yourself to our guests so that we can start talking about how you got where you got today?
Well, thank you for the invitation, Rohini, and thank you for being here in Huellas. My name is Analisa Williams, and I am a simple person that make many mistakes. And with those mistakes, I have been trying to build my belief, what I really like, my desires, to help people to grow and get their own skills to be better in life, and also to give back in life to their communities, to their societies, and to other people.
I think that is so amazing. I mean, when do you come across, or where do you come across somebody who says, this is what I want to do, then I want to give back at the same time? And that is the skill that you are showing children, adults, business people, NGOs. You go all over the world doing this. Isn't that right?
Yes.
And how did you come up with this idea? What is your journey? You had spoken to me earlier and said that you got laid off from work, and then you got tired of the corporate world, and you decided, you know what, I'm just going to get into empowering people because you went through a bad experience yourself. Do you want to share that with the audience?
Sure. I was working in the corporate world, and I really like it. And I all of a sudden I wound up in the art industry and in government. Arts back then in Panama were very little.
Yeah.
Was very weak.
Yeah.
Maybe few artists, good artists, but that was it. The audience wasn't built.
Yeah.
So I had a big challenge on my own, but before that, it did a huge work inside myself. It made me change my view, my perspective of life, and I just went into that side of the world, or of the mind, and I challenged myself to open Huellas 20 years ago. This year,
Yeah,
20 years ago.
Congratulations.
And thank you.
Yeah.
And now I can talk. Before, it was very hard for me to talk about early this year, to talk about these 20 years, because they have been so heavy of good things, of bad things, of mistakes, of winning and losing. And I was trying to make a great recap, and now I'm able to talk to you, to celebrate, and to celebrate myself also of all the big work we have done.
Well, Step by Step Talks, our motto and our goal is to encourage women to be financially independent and to learn from your experiences. We don't call them mistakes. We do not call them mistakes, we call them experience. If you did something and you learned something from it, good or bad, it's an experience. Mm-hmm. There's nothing like mistake in life. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what you have portrayed to your children as well. Now let's talk about a little about the children, because I'm very interested in knowing how you've developed these children, how you came up with the idea. I saw a couple of your Instagram shots, and I saw that you talked about children are always looking for acceptance from their parents, or yes, you can go ahead, do it, but why is it not good for parents to encourage that?
Okay, there are two things that we as parents do a lot, and it's discourage a person, discourage to tell people, oh, I don't like that, you have to do this, oh, that's ugly, and also praise the kids. Oh, this is amazing, you are great. Both of those actions that we make a lot, and that is the way we have learned to educate and also to parent kids, have are okay, but they don't help people or kids to change and to see from their inner power. They are listening to external voices.
Yes.
So it's going to create an external motivation.
Yeah.
And then when they are going to be bigger, they are going to do for what others says. And that
Exactly.
happens to a lot of us adults, as
Yeah.
adults, because that's how the system has been created to reinforce the behavior, the good behavior. If you behave good, you're going to be someone in life. If you behave bad, you will do bad. But these behaviors comes from something more deeper, and that is all the studies of the brain that shows this, and goes from somewhere deeper is the emotional world, that is the inner world that maybe a lot of us don't want to see and go deeper because it's scary.
It is scary.
It's very dark. So we try to make people go into that inner world. So when they behave, they are going to behave good, but because they feel good, not because somebody else said.
So you're trying to develop them to accept what they're doing themselves and not look for acceptance from their parents or from anybody else.
Yes, because then when we do that from our parents, then we're going to work and we're going to expect that do the same with our
colleagues,
friends,
our spouses,
partners.
Always looking for acceptance. Now, you said that you are training some psychologists on this behavior as well. And where have you trained these psychologists? In which parts of the world?
Oh, well, I do work in positive discipline. Positive disciplines is a training on, or it's an educational and parenting model, and with a more horizontal paradigm.
Yes.
And the perspective is more cooperative instead of competitive. So it's like another mindset or a shift of mindset that we're trying to get people. We know that we have to change.
Yeah.
And we know that we should be more cooperative, but we are in a competitive world. The actions, the day-to-day actions are more competitive. So with this model, we train people to help other people to look at how they can build skills to be more cooperative, to be, and it's skills for social and emotional living skills.
And you start at a very young age. So how old are your students when they come and see you? Or when you hold the conferences, or when you have a group session, or how old are they?
I work with kids from 3 years old to kids of 90 years old.
Oh, yeah.
So with everybody.
You have a different, for every course you have different ages.
It depends on the course.
It depends on the course. That's amazing.
And then I do certifications and prepare people and help people to do their own path to educate other people.
So for the sake of our audience, can you give us a success story of one of your students that, came in and you motivated and developed and brought the person to, to where they should be?
There are many kids that has been here and that now they are studying arts. Some have been graduated from arts and are working in international companies or organizations abroad, not even here, for doing art or animations. But I think my successes are more, how do you say, a little, or, for example, one kid that I went 1 month ago and give a workshop with kids. And these kids, they were like in 8th grade, and he was very, very dismotivated, and he was like bored, and he didn't want to do nothing. And when we did one of the activities, and he didn't know what to write about himself, because they had to write qualities of themselves, of their own, and he said, no, I don't have. And I said, you observe. You were tired and bored, but you were observing me and listening to me of everything that I said. So maybe you are observer, and then you are analyzing. And his eyes went like this.
That's amazing.
And these for me are the main successes.
Of course.
These little
The little step was the next
steps
success.
and
Yeah.
flashes,
Yeah.
and for me is wow.
Oh, that
Or for
is.
example, a workshop that I'm with teachers
Yeah.
with a very vertical education system, and they are like very mad because I'm telling them, hey, please don't yell at kids, don't
Yeah.
punish them because it doesn't work, and then they're all mad. But then when we're doing the activities,
They see.
and they see and they feel, especially they feel, their eyes also changes. So my main successes are through the eyes. The eyes change. The sight is something different. I don't know, a sparkle or
And
something.
you see a smile on their face.
And a smile. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. When you see that kind of success, obviously.
Mhm.
Now, when I went through, when I was talking to you earlier, you talked about all the roles you play. What are the roles that you play? And if people want to come and get in touch with you, where do they get in touch with you?
The roles that I play. I saw one of your podcasts, and you say I'm a janitor and I'm an accountant.
That's me.
Yeah,
That's
and I'm that. Those are my roles, and I'm
Yes.
cleaning, I'm helping,
You heard my
I'm painting.
podcast. Yes.
And yes, when we're in this entrepreneur system, it's like there's no system. You have to do everything. And my journey is to keep working. No matter what, keep working and believing on myself.
But you are a director of you're doing some work with NGOs, you're doing some work with different groups, arts associations, and you have 18,000 students and in 400 schools, I believe. Have I got the numbers right?
Yeah, we have been working with all those numbers.
And these are all
people.
all based in Panama? Or is this around?
Mainly in Panama,
South?
and then I have been working a lot in Dominican Republic.
Right.
And then since COVID, we have been online with all speaking countries, Spanish-speaking countries.
And what are these people looking for? They're looking for you to develop them or motivate them, encourage them, coach them, because your goal is to coach people to do better and then give back.
Yeah, it's divided. People who wants to educate, to give to other people this program of positive discipline and encouragement consultant, which are those two programs for people to train others or to expand to others.
Yeah.
And then help people to work in their families, in their own dynamics, with themselves, with their kids.
So do you train your teachers too? Because you must be having coaches come and help you. Do you train them as well?
Oh, yes.
You do. So do you do the personal training?
Yes.
So do you run schools or workshops for that?
I work with schools, with teachers in schools too, and with my own teachers too.
Oh, with your own teachers as well. How many teachers do you have?
Well, right now we have we have educated more than 800 people all over the world in positive discipline and encouragement consultant. And in my workshops of WEAs, when we do arts, when we do workshops that we need people to help, it's more in painting, we have 10 people here in Panama.
10 in Panama that are constantly doing workshops.
Yes.
Yeah. So if people wanted to come in for your workshop, where do we find all that information?
Huellas Positivas.net. For the moment, we are constructing our webpage.
Your webpage, but if they wanted to get in touch with you,
Instagram? Instagram, Huellas Positivas.net.
Huellas Positiva. Oh, yes. I see. Okay, that's fantastic. Now, when you left your job, what did you feel? Because obviously you had to get back to feeling motivated enough to start something that's positive. So did you go through a lot of emotions, going through negativity and positivity before you started?
No, because I had, maybe I don't know if I'm very positive, but I was so quiet and I knew that I was going to get something, that someone was going to call me.
Yeah.
In those times, Cable and Wireless and Bell South were starting here in Panama. And I'm like, oh, they're going to call me. I know they are going to call me. I was so sure about myself, but they never did.
They never
They never did.
At least you're honest.
And then I kept working in what I like it.
Yeah.
I really liked art, and I stayed there.
And you just stayed there.
Against everything and everyone, because, it's something different. It's not that much money as I used to make before. It really changed my life in many different ways.
Oh, I'm sure. Now, we encourage women to get back on the work into the work field if they're not working. Step by step talks. We encourage women to be financially independent. We encourage women to grow. How would you describe what you feel? What do you think? Because you meet people from all walks of life, different emotions, different, they've been brought up differently, and a lot of them hold back because they probably don't have that positive attitude like you have. What is the advice you'd give the audience?
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, and believe in yourself. And to believe in yourself, you have to know yourself. You have to know who you are, your goods and your bads, and just accept that baggage that you have, and just carry it with pride, and go from it with knowing who you are and what your values are. And when you know that, you can become whatever you want, because women have this feminine power, and everyone has this inner power that they don't believe it because they are very scared. They are very scared of what people are going to say, of if I should do this, I should do that, I better do. And when you listen to that inner voice, I do, everybody does. And I just say, shut up, I'm going to. And then last week I put in my mirror, like this little post-it saying, I am going to. So that's like an action call for me. And I'm like, this is going to work for me. I'm going to do this. And just send you messages, positive messages. Because everybody is sending, scary messages. That make you insecure.
Yeah, and people don't many people don't want to see you to be successful. I just remember I had a quote that said that, people are jealous of you when you get there, but they're not jealous of how you got there, because you worked very hard to get there, right? And once you got there, okay, you did very well, but they see your success, but they don't see how you got there. It'd be better for people to be jealous of how you got there, not when you were there, right?
It is true.
It's true, right?
It is true. And the other thing that I was going to say is that besides yourself and work on yourself, is no other way to success or to make an evolution without interdependence, without working with others. And that's why I thank you so much for calling me and doing this in less than a week, because we need this to go further.
Oh, definitely.
We cannot do it alone.
No, we cannot. And that's where I'm in my life right now. I'm giving back to the community and trying to bring up all the women like yourself who've done very well and who've struggled to get where you are today, but nobody, really knows much about you. And your journey to success, which I think you're very successful right now, working in so many countries. Not all success is measured by monetary methods, right? There's success. You have a glint in your eye when you talk about the children. That's success, right? Yes. So your success is unbelievable. You're giving back. You're teaching people how to motivate themselves to do better, and then show them how to show other people how to do even better, right? So I think your success is amazing. So tell me about your journey. So when you started, obviously you said we're not making the same money. How many times did you fall, and how many times did you stand up? Right?
I cannot count it anymore.
You cannot count it anymore.
But I have fallen, and what kept me alive, or what kept me here, is when you help others, when you work with others, and you really believe in others, and that others can grow with you or through you. Every time I have been like in the lowest part of my journey, I receive a call. I receive a call or a chat.
Yeah.
Like, I need your workshop. We need a workshop for 300 people. We need a workshop for 8 people.
Yeah.
And I just go run and thank God,
so it's
and
coming.
keep going, and then I go up again.
So the universe is just giving back to you because you're giving back.
It is. It is something very automatic.
It is. Well, you've made it up there. Now, I talked to a lady yesterday, and very amazing lady, who said to me she was quitting every other week, right, while she was going through her journey. And she's so glad she didn't give up, because eventually she got to where she wanted, and now she's a self-made woman, right? And that's what I would encourage the audience is, listen to these stories. Not everything is monetary, but some successes are so special that they make you happy, and they make other people happy as well, right?
Yes.
Now, when are your next workshops?
Well, tonight.
Ah, tonight. Okay.
Tonight I
Right
have
here?
no in a
No.
school. I have a group of parents,
Yeah.
and then I have a workshop on Friday with some girls
Uh-huh.
in a foster place.
In a foster home.
Yes, in a
Okay.
foster home. I have some training, certification training next week
Right.
for this program of encouragement consultant, and another one we're going to make of empowering people in the workplace. So it is how to do all this parenting and education, skills development in companies,
In company.
in organizations, how to be better leaders, be better teams, and be better bosses or managers, and be better team members.
That's amazing. Now, when you're working in the corporate world, how do they react to your new training? It's a new method.
It is a new method
Yeah.
because there is something very strange that we humans confuse the term respect and kind with weak,
Okay.
not
With
strong,
weak, yeah,
with
being weak.
weakness.
Okay. Yes.
and and then they go all to the opposite, which is not weak, very strong and very power, because I have to win, we have to do this.
Aggressive.
And then we lose our natural kindness.
Yes, yeah.
And then we don't get to know that we can be kind and firm at the same time.
Right.
And that is like our recipe, how to be kind and firm at the same time. And that is an art.
It is an art. Do you use any programs? Have you created any of your own programs?
No, well, I have created my own program in team building
Yeah.
through creativity.
Yeah.
And I follow one program which is empowering people in the workplace from positive discipline.
Right.
And we do that with human resources people. So we certificate to, or train people to train others.
So your course is certificate, like you give a certificate
Yes.
at the end of the course?
Yes.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah,
And
that's an international certification, the ones of positive discipline and encouragement consultant.
Okay. So can you give us a few tips on positive discipline, what we can do as audience, as women, to make ourselves stronger? What would you give us? Can you give us about 5 tips that, positive discipline for women, and what can we do to be positive most of the time, because it is very difficult sometimes.
We need to work on our belonging, our feeling, how to feel important in life.
Okay.
We have to have a place in world.
Yeah.
We need to feel that we belong to something.
Right.
So we can look for something, for someone
Yeah.
that we can belong with. And I do like this. We belong. When I don't belong, I'm going to behave weird. I'm going to do a bad behavior. So we need to belong, and that belong comes with something else, because not everything is belonging. It's belonging and contribution. When I contribute and I help others, then I can belong better, and I'll be like this, more connected.
Yes.
So connection is belonging and significance. I belong and I do something, so I feel that I'm capable. Okay?
Yes.
That is very, very beautiful, because we work that with little kids in families and also in organizations. When people, how do you say involucrar? When you work with others,
Yes.
ask others ideas,
Yes.
make others feel better.
Better, yeah.
So it's like a working on a more natural and common sense working. And that is number one, belonging and significance,
Yes.
which is connection.
Connection.
And then number two, be kind and firm. So you have to know yourself if you are very kind or more firm.
Firm,
Naturally, we go to one or another.
Or not the other.
I'm more kind.
Kind.
I'm very kind.
Yeah.
Free, art is like creativity. No?
But you get the job done.
And then I need firmness.
Okay.
To land my ideas, to do my ideas, to execute, to do it in order, to do it efficiently.
Yes.
So I need to work on firm strategies to be kind and firm at the same time. So every time that we have a problem or that we success, we need to be kind and firm. And how can we do it? Or so a person that is very firm, and they need to see how can they have more kind strategies.
Empathy, a little bit.
Empathy.
More kindness.
Look at people. Talk to people. Ask people. No. And then you're going to be kind and firm.
Okay.
Third, believe in yourself. Do you know that most of the people that are dying, they feel that their main regret is, I couldn't be myself. Wow. That is something that this nurse in Australia, she made like a survey of people that were dying. And she has a book called The 5 Major Regrets. And the regret number 1 is, I couldn't be myself. And that's because what we said about the scare or being afraid of what others says.
You always want to be accepted.
We want to be accepted, and we go to feeling bad, to feeling much better, and feeling bad and much better, and we overcompensate, and then we exaggerate, and then we suffer from both sides. So when you accept yourself and you know yourself, you're going to be more. You're going to have more flow in your journey. So accept yourself, be yourself, and when you do that, you find something that you like to do, you are going to have passion in your life. And just when you do passion, 20 years comes and goes like this.
Like that. That's just like you, right? Well, you've given us some amazing tips today, and I'm hoping that our audience, understand what you're saying, because it's pretty straightforward, but not easy to do for many people.
No.
No, very, very difficult to do. And encourage the women to be. So talk to me about financial independence for women. What do you think?
It is a strong one for me, because we don't believe we can. We think we have to depend on someone else, and that someone has to help us, and it's very, very scary that to get to independence. But we have and I think that women have the organization mindset and the analyzing part. They just have to, or we just have to atrevernos to dare and just believe in yourself and make a small step every day. And with baby steps, you are going to be a superwoman.
Step by step.
Step by
and
step.
You walk step by step, and you get
like
to where you want. It doesn't come in one day. Journeys, our journeys are complicated. Our journeys can be hard. Sometimes you can have, good times. Sometimes you can have bad times, right? But once you learn this method that you have, I think we can make our lives so much easier and reduce the stress in our life. I think that's what will come out of your courses. You make it easier for us.
Yes, and also with being with other women. And talk with other women and look that you're not alone.
No.
And you're not crazy. You will go further.
I remember reading just something the other day that said that people who live the longest are the ones who have the most friends. Right? That you don't even need medication. It's if you have a lot of people that you can connect with in your life, even when you're alone, it just makes you live longer.
And live better, yes.
And live better as well. Well, thank you very much for this afternoon. It was just amazing. I would encourage you all to connect with Analisa. She's on Instagram. And as usual, you can reach me at StepByStepTalks.com. If you have any questions, please put your questions in my website, and I will answer you within 24 hours, personally and confidentially. If you like the videos we're doing, and if you want to be part of, some podcasts, please do contact us. And we look forward to you hitting our share, like, and subscribe button. And see you at the next episode. There are very many more coming, and they're full of women just like Analisa. Amazing, intelligent, just successful women who need to be shared around the world. Thanks, and have a great day.
Thank you.